Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. So in this video we're going to be continuing with this with the Git series, and for this video I'm going to show you how to set up a remote repo and how to start a project from scratch on your local computer that's going to be connected to that repo, to that remote repo. So there is two cases here. So one, when you start a project from scratch, you can create like a remote repo on GitHub and then you connect it to your local computer and then you can start working from there. Or if you already have like a local directory, like a folder or like a project that you're working on your computer, and you want to connect that one to the remote repo that you're going to create for that project. So the second case I'm going to cover on the next video, but for this case is we're going to start like a project from scratch. So we're going to be using git clone for this one. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is go to github.com, which is going to be your provider. And here you can just create an account if you don't have one. And then you can go to where it says repos or repositories. Then just click on new. And here we're just going to say test repo. Let's see. Like that. Just test repo like that. You can give it a description if you want to. It's optional. We're going to make it public. You can also make it private. And then the only people who can see it's you and anyone who you invite. And you can add a readme file. We're not gonna add anything here. And you can also add like a .gitignore file. Alright, so we'll talk about this later. So let's just create it. So now we just started like a new repo here, and we have like a URL, which is the URL of the repo. So now we can go back to Visual Studio Code, and here we're gonna issue the following command, which is git clone. So we're just starting from a project like from scratch, right? So we don't have anything, so we just want to start working on something, right? So on our computer we don't have anything right now, so I'm gonna issue the command git clone, and then let's go get the URL of the repo. So you'll just copy that, paste it here, and then just issue the command. So right now it says that we just cloned like an empty repo, but that doesn't really matter because we just wanted to have it initialized and we just wanted to have it on our local machine. So now we have it. So the way to open it, you're gonna cd into the repo, whichever the name is that you gave it. So in my case is test repo, so cd into test repo, and you can see that it appears here, right? So now I want to see the folders that repo has. It only has a folder and it's empty, but I still want to see it. So then I'm gonna issue the command code and then dot, and that's gonna open it's gonna open the folder in a different Visual Studio Code window. Alright, so now we can close this one, and as you can see here, you can see the name of the repo here. You can see it on the side. It doesn't have anything because it's an empty one. And let's just open the terminal. Alright, so now let's check for a couple more things here. Alright, so we just opened a new terminal here. Let me just clear this and just move this to the side. Alright, so now we have an empty repo, so we're gonna create a file so that we have something that we can push, right? But first let's issue this command, which is git remote and then -v. So that's gonna tell you to which remote this repo is connected, or this local directory is connected. So let's just issue that command, and that's gonna tell you, like, you know, it's connected to the origin, to the test repo .git, and here you can see that's connected to the one that we just created here. It's still an empty one because we don't have any files here and we haven't pushed any changes yet. We just wanted to make sure that it was connected. So once you issue the git clone, that's gonna automatically connect to this remote here. For the next tutorial we're gonna be doing something different, because we're gonna have already like a project on our machine that we want to push to like a new remote that we're gonna create. So for now let's just create one file and let's just push it so that I can show you some of the basic git commands here. So let's create a readme file. It's gonna be called readme.md. Here we'll just say just put some text. This is a readme file. Alright, let's just save it. So I just created it by clicking on this button here that says new file. They just gave it a name and just put some contents in it. Alright, so now you can see that the color changed. So here you can issue this command git status. Right, so if you issue this command git status, it's going to tell you that there's a new file here that's, you know, that hasn't been added to that's untracked, right? So let's add it to the, so in order to add it to the staging arena, which is the arena before you push the changes. You can also see here visually if you go to the source control. The changes made are here. So I created a new file which is called readme, and you can push this file to the staging arena or to the stage changes area by just clicking here, or you can issue also the command git add, and then dot, that will add all the files. If you just want to add that particular file, then you can just say git add readme.md, and that's also gonna work. In this case, it doesn't really matter which one because we just have one file. So let's just issue that command, and you can see that the file has moved from here to the stage changes. So now we have it here. Now if you issue the command git status, it's gonna tell you that there is changes to be committed. There is a new file which is called the readme.md. Okay, you can also click on the file, and here you can see the changes made to it. Alright, and now if you wanna commit this file, you can issue the command git commit -m for message, and he'll just say first commit, and then you can just issue this command, or you can just give a message here and then click here for commit. It will do the same thing. Right, so let's just use the terminal for now. Right, so now it says, so the file is gone now, but we still need to push the changes. So yeah, so right now you don't have a file anymore, so let's just push the changes, and we'll do it by saying git push. So let's issue this command, and you'll see what you get. Well, in this case it was already connected, so it was already set, the branch was already set up, so we didn't have to do anything. Usually it gives you like an error, and then you have to do like git push and then the upstream branch origin main. But like since it was already connected, we don't have to do that anymore, so that's good. Alright, so by issuing the command git push, that's how you push the file to the remote. So if we go back to the remote, and let's just refresh the screen here. So now you can see that we have the readme file that we just created on our local directory, but we have pushed it to the remote, and now we can see here with the contents of it, and the message here, it's first commit, and you can see like it was pushed a minute ago. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's how you start a project from scratch using git clone, and how to connect it to a remote. In the next video, what I'm going to be covering is, once again, I'm going to have a project that I was already working with some files here, and I want to connect that to a remote. So in that case, you don't use git clone because you're now starting from scratch anymore, but you already have something. So then you have to issue a couple of different commands, but I'll show you how to do it. So if you like this video, if it was useful, just leave a comment, leave a like, share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.